Howdy folks, thought I'd do a little video for my YouTube friends. This is the vertical lead screw on the Gingery shaper. As you can see, it's the 1/2" 10 acme threaded rod that I cut down. I turned about 1.5 inches on the top of it and 3/4 of an inch on the bottom down to 3/8 of an inch. So I was able to use the stock Gingery bearings that he describes in the book. And for my nut, since I didn't have a 1/2" 10 acme tap, that would have really made things a lot easier. But I used an existing nut that I had, and I bolted it to a little piece of angle iron, and the angle iron is in turn screwed to the back of the cross slide carriage thing. So I don't know, let's see if I can bring it around here, and turning it one-handed, there we go, you can see it coming up. If you watch this part in relation to that, otherwise I guess it's kind of hard to see. So with 10 turns, you'll get 1 inch. I don't have any graduations on here. I could obviously do that. I just wanted to make a simple handle and try it out a little bit. The fit, I do need to work on that. There's a lot of things that I realize that need a little bit more finessing, so I'll be working on that in the upcoming week or so. Just a couple of things, but you can see there, you can see the hex nut and the screw pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with how that's working here. And a couple of tips: you do need to, I know this looks like real solid and everything, but you need to leave a little slack for the nut to move around as it goes up, and it's not going to hurt anything. I'm probably going to end up shimming behind here about 15 thousandths, just because, you know, you've got really tight tolerances here with the screw and the nut and all that, and so you want to leave a little bit of wiggle room, so to speak. But I'm real pleased with this overall. Show you a little thing I did. I didn't have long 5/16 18 hex nuts or hex-headed bolts to put on the upper and lower bearings. So I found in my scrap drawer, or I have these little coffee cans full of these old carriage bolts. I think these held pieces of wood together for a utility trailer I had years ago. So I cleaned those up a little bit, and I've got them on. They're basically like automotive studs. I rounded the head, and it's got the nut and a lock washer on there, like so it actually make disassembly pretty easy. So I'm real pleased with the overall fit there. The room, you know, it's a nice, certainly a nice sturdy addition to the Gingery shaper, and it'll be something that I think I'm happy with. And I need to shorten that set screw there, obviously, and I may actually put a pin through the top. But this little handle is going to be okay. I would have loved to made a more decorative handle, something like a ball handle, but you know, there's just no room. This is that first real small ball handle I made. There's just no room for something like that. What I'm inspired by here, this is, I made a homemade milling machine years and years ago, and I know this is kind of crude looking, but it worked very well. This is a little, I think it's a 20 pitch threaded rod here, 1/4 20, and I had a little handle here, just kind of a coffee grinder type handle that I made out of brass. Even that would have been kind of a large handle, so I didn't want something like that. And you're not going to be making a lot of vertical adjustments. Having had an actual full-size shaper in the past, I'm pretty well aware about, you know, how often you're going to use something like this. You'll make your coarse adjustment with this type of the screw, and you'll lock things in, and then you'll make your fine adjustments with the down feed on the head itself. So speaking of, since I don't know, people seem to like the longer videos, I'm sorry if you feel like I'm droning on, but I want to go ahead and put this in place so get a view of what it looks like with the down feed head on. Turn that up a little bit. I want it to flop over, but it should be nice, should provide adequate clearance there, and pretty happy with that overall. So there's the Acme lead screw installed. I've got the cross slide lead screw installed. I'll probably end up making another one of these tri-ball handles. I'm real pleased with how that one came out and with how this one came out on top here. So real happy about that. I'll probably make another one for the side. I've got plenty of this steel that I made those out of. So of course the ratcheting mechanism will be on this side, and that still needs to be made, and of course a table that'll need to be made as well. So I'll keep chipping away, no pun intended, at the Gingery shaper, but I'm pretty excited about how it's looking so far. And I hope you're interested too. If you are, please, make a comment, ask a question, like and subscribe. I hope this is helpful to all of you. And thanks for watching, and I'll keep you posted.